After a closely fought Super Bowl, the game is dissected and there's a lot of what ifs. Let's add one to the equation. What if Cooper Kupp was sent for a mandatory head check on the defenseless receiver hit to the head? Would he have been there to make the final touchdown catch that won the game? This is Dr. David Chao, ProFootballDoc Sports Injury Central. Look, there's a lot of things that injury played a big role on. You know, besides Eric Weddle being tough and playing through with a pec tear that's now been confirmed that we reported on. Odell Beckham was on his way to potentially being the MVP with an early touchdown and 50-some yards until he retore his ACL. Look, Matthew Stafford didn't have Robert Woods, Odell Beckham, Tyler Higbee, Kendall Blanton got injured. All he had was Kupp, and he made it work. But Kupp might not have been there. Here's the play with 1:44 remaining, first and goal from the 4, where there's offsetting penalties. Kupp takes a big shot from Von Bell to the helmet, draws a penalty. It's offsetting because the right tackle for the Rams was called for holding. There is no touchdown on the play. But if the eye in the sky buzzes down, and you judge for yourself whether they should have or not, Cooper Kupp would have to exit for an evaluation. And the question is when and if he would return. I'm not blaming the eye in the sky. I'm not blaming Rams team physicians for not seeing it. Remember, they were at least 40 yards away in the box and may not have had a clear view of this. But there's the play. Kupp stays in the next play without an evaluation, draws a pass interference penalty. The ball's now on the 1. There is a Matthew Stafford sneak, a timeout, and then Kupp catches the winning touchdown pass for the Rams. If the eye in the sky buzzes down, there's a mandatory medical timeout where Kupp would be removed from the game and have to get checked. How long that screen is, it could be a minute, it could be several minutes. And the question is, when would he have come back in? Of course, the next play, he drew a penalty to put the ball on the 1. So you can argue he would have been out at least one play. In the end, I don't think he was concussed. At least he was talking post-game and he seemed fine, so the news is good. But there is a loophole in the rule that really could change the end of games if the eye in the sky buzzes down. This rule came from Super Bowl 49 Julian Edelman, the medical timeout rule. Remember when he got hit, ran it off, and it was no huddle, and he stayed in until the end of the touchdown drive. A lot of games of what ifs. There's a lot more in this game. Hopefully you enjoyed this football season, but here's one final what if. What if the eye in the sky had buzzed down? Would the ending have been the same for the Rams versus the Bengals? Of note, the last 2 football seasons, I've noticed there's less outcry about concussions and in-game hits. It used to be every time there was a hit and someone didn't come out, there would be an outcry. Tyrann Mathieu, I was at that game in Kansas City against the Buffalo Bills in the playoffs. Early when he got kicked in the head by Josh Allen, it seemed like he stumbled and couldn't find the defensive huddle, yet it wasn't shown on TV, there wasn't an outcry, etc. Look, I think the league's doing a good job with concussions, doing what they can. What I'm talking about is the public outcry. It used to be every play there was outcry, but I think people's focus has been on COVID, quite honestly, and therefore there has been fewer discussion points, and concussions have become less of a hot button for the general public, even though it's still very important to be diligent in enforcing the concussion rules and safety for players. Thanks for watching. This is Dr. David Chao, Pro Football Doc.